This is my, oh my god, I love you, I love you, I love you face. Today I'm here as a credible dog owner for my entire life. Also, I asked my pup Kona what I should talk about today. Understanding how a dog might be thinking, acting, feeling, wanting something in their life, make it just easier for everyone. Today we'll learn the ins and outs of feeding and watering, getting some energy, and keeping your pup healthy and happy. A nutritious diet is essential to keeping your dog healthy. There are thousands and thousands of types of dog food. There's wet food, which comes in a can and is based with water, so that sometimes dogs need a little bit more help digesting. Otherwise, there's a dry food, which you're able to give your dog from a bag, and it's the most common type of dog food. According to PetWebMD and veterinarian Amy Flowers, how much you feed your dog mainly depends on 3 factors. 1 is the age, 2 is the activity level, and 3 is the ideal weight. So if you have a little Yorkie and you have a Golden Retriever that they're both, say, 6 months old, they're still going to be eating a way different amount of food because that Yorkie is only supposed to get to about 6 pounds and maybe can only make it around the block, 2 or 3 times, as well as the Golden Retriever, which maybe would weigh, let's say, 30 pounds at this point and has to go around the block 10 times to get the energy out. And water is just as important as food. So how much should your dog be getting? Well, according to Healthy Pets and Dr. Becker, a good guideline for your dog is to drink a half to 1 ounce water per pound of weight each day. So if you had a 65-pound Labrador Retriever, it should be drinking about 35 to 65 ounces. So that'd be about 1/4 to 1/2 gallon of water daily. A schedule is a must with food and water, so making sure that your dog has a schedule if they're getting their food maybe twice a day or 3 times a day, making sure that there's a schedule to help make sure that the dog is getting the food the same time every day so they know when it's coming. There also is an option called free choice feeding, which means letting your dog eat whatever it wants at all times, but it's important to know that this is a leading cause of obesity in dogs because they're able to eat as much as they want. They might eat too much. Having water available at all times helps them be hydrated, just like you and me. We know where the water spigot is, so make sure your dog's water is full, but you also want to monitor so they're not getting too much water. Now that we have talked about what your pup needs to eat and drink, let's focus on how they can get some of that high-strung energy out. All dogs, big or small, need to exercise, so keeping them healthy as well as getting the energy out. According to ACE-Back, dogs are born to work for a living. They've worked alongside for thousands of years, and most are bred for a particular purpose, like hunting, herd livestocking, or providing protection. And there are also the difference between companion versus couch potato. So it's important to make sure that dogs aren't couch potatoes and that they're getting out and being active. It's important to know, too, the type of energy. So if you have a Labrador Retriever versus a Yorkie, there's going to be a very different activity level. That Lab's going to need to be run and walked and things like that. Not saying you can't do that with a Yorkie, but a Lab would need a lot more attention. Options for getting some of that energy out, which doesn't mean going for a walk. You can play fetch, tug of war, swimming, or a dog park. So we know what dogs eat and drink, as well as how to keep some of that energy out. Now let's do what we need to keep that dog happy. Every dog should have a place they want to come home to. Who doesn't want a comfy place to call home? So dogs can either be outside dogs, which they would have a kennel, but it's important to make sure that they have a heated space or a bed, something that they're able to keep themselves warm inside. An inside dog also, even though it's warm and they have their own inside, they're in with you, you want to make sure that they have their own blanket or bed. That just kind of helps keep them know that this is their territory, that's their place, they can always go. Dogs also need to have a place to take care of business. So an outside area or puppy pads for little dogs inside apartments or things like that. They make puppy pads where your dog can go and do their business. So now that we know how to make them happy, we'll focus on things that keep them healthy. Much like a doctor, most dogs don't like going to the vet even though it's necessary. Vaccinations are key to keeping dogs healthy and ahead of time. So rabies is a contagious fatal viral disease of dogs or other mammals which causes a madness and convulsions, transmissible through saliva to humans, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. So the rabies shot helps prevent a dog from getting that because dogs are known, they can bite humans, so getting that rabies vaccination is required in every city, so making sure that you have that vaccination yearly. As well as the Bordetella vaccination, which Bordetella is also known as kennel cough, so getting a cough like bronchitis for humans, but for dogs, you'd want to get the Bordetella vaccination before taking your dog to a public place to keep your dog from getting that cough, as well as if your dog got that cough, to keep them from spreading. Preventative measures would include flea guard, which includes ticks, so you put it on the back of your dog's neck, and you do that every month to make sure that you're preventing the fleas and ticks for your dog, so before it gets there. And Heartgard prevents heartworm, which is a deadly disease to dogs, so it's a little tab. Dog takes it once a month and it prevents your dog from getting that deadly disease, which sometimes is silent until a week before your dog would pass away, and at that point there's nothing they can do. Your pup also might need some hair combing and nail trimming, depending on the type of breed, or you might want to take your dog to the groomer every 6 to 8 weeks. And nail trimming. Any breed has to have their nails trimmed so that they're not having problems with their paws. So in conclusion, if you don't like dogs, I don't like you. Just kidding, but for real, dogs need proper food, water, plenty of exercise, and a place to call home with love and compassion. So whether you're a dog owner or you absolutely can't stand them, knowing the proper care is great to help your friends, family, community, and members with our four-legged animals and to help keep them happy. Just remember that dogs take time, money, energy, but after looking at the numbers, there is no way we can afford a cat.